I gotta find my remote to turn that stupid thing down. Commercials on my thing. Commercials on my thing. I am live, people. I am live. Okay. Welcome, guys. I know that nobody's in here yet, but I want to say welcome anyway, as this is the Game Over podcast. I have been away for 2 episodes. I'm here now, actually alone, as our boy John is working. I'll get into what's been going on for me in the last 2 weeks. And our show is all about, for this hour anyway, the video card crash, what's going on, why would this be happening after we always wanted one when we couldn't have it. So, that is the key right there. Hey, Red Fox, Echo Audio, really? Should not be? How about now? Let me make sure I've disabled the camera audio in the system. Where are we? Can't go having that happen. Recording. There should be nothing. Is there still an echo? That is odd. I turned everything down. Right. Everything is down. I don't know why there'd be an echo right now. I know that my 3D printer is printing over in the background. But that shouldn't cause a... Sounds like you're in a huge stadium. Okay. That was smart. Alright, smart. Let's go to my settings here. That should not have happened. Oh, do we have microphone now? Clear? There we go. Yeah, I haven't rebooted the M Audio Solo in a while, so I guess doing that, not being live for a while, this microphone does not get used during that time, and I always find the M Audio needs to be kicked into a little bit once in a while. Welcome, whoever the third person is coming into the show. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to wait a bit before I talk about what's happened in the last 2 weeks, and our title, our content, the video cards. Dropping like flies, and what's going on and why. When you're this big, they call you Mister. I'm guessing everything is not backwards today. That's kind of cool. So when I go to do some things that I'll show you guys, you're going to see the light get bright. Until then, I'm going to keep it down because the 32-inch that's here in front of me that I normally have me and John on is going to be my browser. That'll allow me, as you can see if I do this, it's my desktop. So let's roll an intro. Yeah, baby. Intro is everything. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I am sorry that I haven't been. Wow, you got a haircut or something? Yeah, I got a bunch cut, actually. It just wasn't one. They cut them all, I think. I can't guarantee they got every single one of them, but I think so. So I'm glad everything's sounding good now. Anyway, that's a bonus. You guys already. I mean, my regulars will know that I suffer from depression. I have some issues, chronic pain from a car accident. The last 2 weeks have been hell, and it's not just because of that. It's because, I guess, I don't want to say business got better. It got a little more hectic, and I'm a one-man show. So an order comes in that is 10 or 15 machines, then it's on me. And that sometimes that is a lot of work. And you'll see, I'm guessing you guys are probably wondering what that is. We'll get to that in a bit. There's a lot of things that are happening in my life right now, and it sucks, but I get through. So as you can see, like, I'll give you an idea of the mess that's going on here. Like, all to be worked on, and the 3D printer's over there printing something special for that, and it's just a big mess in here. And it really sucks, because every time I go to get something done or to clean it up, it becomes a bigger mess. And that is just absolutely not cool, because I still have, Be Quiet stuff staged over there to be cleared around it and reviewed. I still have Project Ripper not even touched. I'm gonna say almost a year later. We have Joystick Company that I'm working with. I have them on the unit. I've used them a little bit, but I need to go through them a little bit more before I can review it. But that in my mind is behind as well. The last thing I think I did was a surveillance camera video. The wreck right now, yeah. Trying to get rid of a lot of crap. I wish the camera could take you on a walk. Trust me, you'd be disgusted what's out there. Like, I don't mean like a mess. Like, the whole hallway going down, it's a long hallway, is all review items, all the way down. And I don't just mean free review items. I mean just like it's all review items, and it's nuts. I hear from my wife every other day. If she comes down here, she's like, "Why is this like this? I thought you were going to do it." No. Well, pain gets in the way, depression gets in the way, and things go for shit. I think last Tuesday, the first Tuesday, it was depression. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I wasn't in the right state of mind. I did not want to be anywhere. I haven't even live gamed in over a year. This is the only live thing that I do so far. On top of that, the week after, so last Tuesday, the pain was just too much. I couldn't deal with the pain. It was just way too much. And I was on with John before he did the solo, and we were talking on video, everything, and he could see it. Like, I didn't watch or see what he's done. I think he just did live gaming, but it's been very, very fun. I do still want to do a shout out to Mano for, the audio in this place. In fact, you can see a Manocaster in the back over there, up, just standing. And then Gigabyte, of course. Gigabyte is not a sponsor. I just seen Aurora over there. And of course, Be Quiet. If it wasn't for Be Quiet, then I wouldn't be where we are today. So big hats off for these two companies. And if you want to help them out, then you can just hit the links down below. And they are affiliate links, so they help the channel. And the cool thing about that is if you're not even buying the stuff, but you're buying on Amazon, you can click the link and just go and shop somewhere else, and I'll still get credit for it. I'll still get credit for it. I will. So that's the gist of it. I'm not going to get into the downright dirty parts of what has been going on here. I've been trying to, I guess, do things, but then my mind, kind of just puts me backwards. Thank you, at Mano and at Be Quiet. There you go. I know I'm still a little bit early yet, and there's nobody in here, but it is what it is. The show must go on, I guess. But cheers to you there, Red Fox. I finally seen the Sonic movie. I took my daughter. Actually, that was the day of my depression that I did not go to the show. I decided the only way I'm going to get a little bit of an uplift is to go with my youngest and see the show. And I gotta say, if you haven't seen Sonic the Hedgehog, even as an adult, go see it. It's a pretty good movie. I'm pretty happy with where it's headed, and the end credits and what it shows for Sonic 3. I'm pretty happy. Yeah, it's they're really bringing it out. Glad to see you live, and glad to see you got to go to the show. Yeah, it was a good show. It really was. It's one of those things where Tuesday is also cheap night, right? So I can't go to the movies anymore because of the podcast, but that's not why I'll call it skipped. It was just a bad day, and my daughter was like, "Hey, can we go?" And I said, "Yeah." My wife and my older one was going to another theater, and it was just going to be me at home doing the podcast, and my little one by herself. I was already in a bad state, so she asked me, and I was like, "You know what? That's what we're gonna do." So it's hard for me right now because I'm still having I'm gonna call it not a great day. I had this big deal working, and it fell through due to, I'm gonna call it logistics is what we'll call it. And that kind of puts a damper on my thought process, right? So that doesn't help either. So, but anyway, I'm ranting here. I'm just going on and on about me, and not everybody wants to hear that, but it really does suck to be not just in pain, but to be depressed because of the pain and because of the situations, and one stems the other all the time. So kind of sucks that way. But on another note, I have been playing around with some custom 3D printing. I know that doesn't seem like anything because it's got a big hole in it, but as you can see from the back, it's got the holes and everything. If you guys remember the Commodore 1581 floppy drive, this is a replica, brought up about 5%, so it's about 5% bigger than it's supposed to be. And the reason for the hole, and this one's still not where I want it, it's got like see the slice right here? I don't know what the heck's going on there. But, I mean, I could glue it and use it, or I might just reprint it. And right now, we're printing the top case that I customed with air venting. And that's what this is an air vent. And what I did was I printed this vent. So this vent here is basically going to bolt on or screw on or glue on or whatever on the bottom here, and then I have a venting and something something that looks better than nothing. I got to shave down the sides here a little bit to make it nice. And this is going to be part of a project for this guy. Now, this guy is the My Retro computer. So my 64, My Retro computer sent this out for me. It's more closer to the retail packaging than John's was. There's a few changes to it. I'm not going to go over those right now because I want to save everything for when I actually do the unboxing video, the talk about it, and so on. You'll also see that there's a Ryzen 5 processor right here. Well, that is the 5600G. This is the processor that's going to supply the video and the audio. Video and the audio. The video and the audio. No, the video and the picture. It's the dang processor. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't say things right. So that's a project I'm working on. Here's a rough of the front. As you can see there, if I see if I can get the Commodore logo there. Oh, I think I had it there for a second. Ah, there it is. See it there to the left. So this is the front fascia that slips in, and you start building your drive. But again, I'm probably going to reprint this. I noticed the shiny stuff. I have a little bit of an issue with the top of it. Now, this one, in my defense, though, if you see, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but they're two-tone. Let's see here. So you'll see shine and then dull. Okay? And what happened was I ran out of filament. So the top part that's actually got the split, it's still attached, but it's just not good. This part here that got the that's all new filament. A new, same brand, same company, but I find it prints a much better print than the shiny stuff does. Or the shiny stuff brings out more of the error in the print, I guess is an easy way. You can see it there. And then in the you'll see that the matte finish is, I hate working with cameras when you're not, see, the matte finish actually has a much better texture. So I'm pretty happy about that. My first run of this thing, this is my first run, and you can see the same thing happened in technically the exact same spot. So that puzzles me because I didn't run out of filament on this one. So I had to cut a hole here, and that's because of the 120mm fan that's going in here. Now you're saying, well, a floppy drive with a fan, that's kind of weird. So this is, and I screwed up here too. I added another hole that I wasn't supposed to add. It was an accident in the template, and I didn't know it was there until I printed it. But anyway, I kept the print going because I was like, I need a test bed, something to put the stuff into. And what that's going to be actually is going to be the external water cooler. Yeah, so I'm making a replica floppy drive for the My Retro computer case. I'm going to sand it all down, finish it in the same color, or as close as possible, to the My Retro computer case. I'm going to get the stickers and everything done like I did with my computer back there. The same company will print off the Commodore logos and print and stickers and do the whole front so it looks like the original drive. I even might be printing, just for fun, a floppy and then cut it, or maybe I'll cut it before I print it and put it in. And that might look really cool. Could the ST... See, if it was two pieces, though, it would have actually showed two pieces, and it's not. So that's the part that bugs me. It's a one-piece file. It's also, like, pretty tall, too. So, I mean, I was a little worried. This is the tallest thing I ever printed, because it has to fit a radiator and a fan. And funny enough, give me one sec there. I was writing down all kinds of measurements and stuff on the box too, trying to figure it out, and I had everything at 105 scale. So I had to scale everything up, which, yeah, so this isn't the rad I'm going to use, and I'll explain why. This radiator has the nipples on it, and I would normally just, I mean, it's all I really need for this build, but because of the design, I need L shape, right? So when I put the radiator in, so as you can see, the radiator fits with my design. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And as you can see, the fins would be right here. I haven't decided. It's actually not a bad look. Doesn't even look bad without that fan thing, or without the grill part. I'll eventually get this right. So that's actually not a bad look. Huh. Anyway, the problem here is, as you can see, and I don't know how I'm doing the hose fittings and this exactly yet. I may have to do L and L and have like hose adapters here, so they're fixed. So a fan is either going here or here. I haven't decided that yet. I might put it underneath and put an ARGB fan so it lights up the ground. I thought that would be kind of cool. Let me get that out there. Yes, I need L-shaped nipples. But the idea is the hoses have to go this way, right? If I put a hose on here, I'm going to be putting a horrible bend in it. Hey, Beatdown, what's up? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm on my own, for God's sakes. Half scared as it is. Bye. So I was just going over my retro computer, my 64 case. Like I said earlier, have the more retail version of it, and there are a lot of changes. I will go over that though when I do the review unboxing. But what I was saying was I'm 3D printing an actual external water cooling floppy drive. It's going to be the floppy drive for, there's the front not finished, for the 1581 Commodore floppy drive. Oops, that would be that way. And when it's all said and done, I'm going to have it the same colors as this, I hope. And I will have a really cool radiator liquid cooling system external from this case, because there's not enough room. And it will be kind of badass. The idea behind it, again, I'm not using this one. I ordered a radiator to be able to do L sockets, so they'll have screw-in fittings. This is a cheaper type radiator. It's the older style. Not that it's a bad style. They still work really well. But you have to have some height to use it, whereas I'm not going to in this case. Again, I had to go 105% on the setup. So, yeah, I'm doing okay. It's just, it's been an interesting couple weeks. And now I got another email today from somebody, I'm not going to get into that. That just makes it a lot more interesting. And it's pissing me off, I guess is the easiest way to say it. There's a lot of stuff going on from the car accident. And this last email just, I don't know what to say or do. That one is made to face down. What one? Which one are we talking about? The radiator? And I may have to actually do that face down. The reason why I say that, to line up with these holes that I put in here. Well, actually, they're the factory holes. This is a 100% accurate reproduction of the original floppy drive base. In other words, if I didn't do the extra 5% on the print, everything from the original floppy drive fits right in and bolts right in. So that is pretty awesome. And I love the venting. So it's already got, like, you know, the factory venting going on. But this is where I'm thinking you're right. If I put the fan here and I put the radiator upside down and put the L pieces on, I might be able to just go straight out the water holes, and that's the beauty of this, because the old thing was round, right? It had all those round I can't even keep everything in the camera. All the pipes, are round, of course, and they're about the size of this. So I don't know if I have to do any reaming or anything, but chances are they're just going to go through here and make this so nice. Whereas I can run power lead or something through here, maybe grommet it up or something when I'm done. But again, I got to go out and buy primer and sand it down, get it primed. I got to then find the color to match this, right? So it looks authentic. And I mean, realistically, if I had the original floppy next to it, there's not going to be that much of a size difference. The only reason why I went with the 0.5, so it was 100%, right? 100% replica, but I put it at 105. And the only reason for that is this part here, the 120 mil hole. And if I had left it alone, it would feed into the finish, the sides, right? So I didn't want that to happen. So I'm pretty happy where I'm headed with that. It's been like a mind thing, something to give me time to be away and not thinking about the other stuff. So that's kind of cool. So it's a hobby that you pull your hair out with when it comes to these printers. And I've only started learning how to edit other people's files and make things from scratch. And actually, I could probably show you a sneak peek of something. See if I can get my camera to show a sneak peek of something. I'll let it boot up first. I been working on a bit of a project, and it is the Be Quiet test bench. A lot of things have moved around, so and as you guys know, because you've seen me build the new streaming box, sure it will look good once it's done. I hope so. I really hope so. That'll be booted up in just a sec. I think she's ready. Okay, guys. I'm going to show you a sneak peek of the new Be Quiet test bench. There's a mess around it. Don't look at the mess. I'm going to give you a shot. Everybody gets to see. Hopefully it shows up nice. So I 3D printed this top piece, and then I put there's a white light going around the orange. It's kind of hard to see, I guess, on camera like that. But I think they're going to love it. So I did their orange throughout and the white ring around the CPU cooler. And then the white light mixed in with the orange to give it that extra effect. I'm really, really happy with how this is turning out. I got to figure out a way still to fix the mount onto the sign onto the top, but I'm thinking it's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about it. So that's something that I'm pretty stoked about. I just moved it over there to give you guys more view of my artwork back there, because it's also a mess here. Not allowed to look at that either. There's a case down here, still in a bag. I think it's the Thermaltake 100 or 200. It's the ITX all glass around case in white. I always wanted to do a white build, but still never got around to it. And I swear, that was here before the Threadripper. This is the kind of things I'm talking about, right? Like, just so much things just put you off, and then you just don't know how to recover. So there's the inside of that. I don't know if we can see it nice, but it's a pretty decent printer right now. It was one of those things where I was pretty pissed off until it started to work right. Now I can literally put a print on the panel, walk away. What do you guys think of this camera now? I did some alterations to... This isn't my 4K manual focus right now, because I been using that camera to go to wrestling and do a new top-down. You guys will see that coming up. I'm not allowed to launch the videos until they launch the videos, but welcome in whoever just came and whoever just left, or unless you're still here, but I don't know. But anyway, the top down cam is really cool. I got a C stand that was sent to me from a sponsor that helped out. It was a while ago when he found out how much pain I was in and trying to lean over and do stuff. The camera was, now the camera can be right up over me. So that camera's been kind of going back and forth doing other jobs, which is really cool because the wrestling events that I just went to for me doing this recording are absolutely amazing. Like, you don't even have to like wrestling to be entertained. This is good stuff. Some good hitters in it and some funny stuff. I mean, it's just great. That being said, this is my 4K $35 camera. That's the 4K $35 camera. Now it's not out of the box as such because I tweaked it. I used OBS to enhance it a little, which I don't do during a review for the simple reason most people don't know how to do that. And I think it looks absolutely beautiful right now. So what's the video card WTF about? Okay, so we'll just jump into it then. I guess you don't want to hear my other talks. So we're going into what I'm going to call a recession, okay? And the video cards, I call it the crash. Everybody wanted a video card, couldn't get a video card. And now that we can get a video card, they don't want them. The reason why is prices are dropping so hard that you buy the card and then they're being returned. So if you actually go into one of your stores or whatever, you will know that prices are coming down. You bought a card today and it dropped $50 yesterday or tomorrow. You're going to return it, right? So cards are being returned like crazy. And I'm just going to show you guys what I'm talking about by bringing up. First, I'll bring up, for you wonderful Americans, I'll bring up Newegg. Oh, I guess I got to go over the scene here. So now we're looking at Newegg here. And Newegg is okay for this show because you're going to see like little things like, was $674, now it's $629, and that's a 6700 and so on. But the real show, weirdly, is in Canada, and this is what I want to see. I wanted to show you how things are dropping, and I like how Canada Computers did it in big red. You'll see here, this was $259, now it's $179, and it's still a tad overpriced, but it's in the right area. The 3060 V2 is, $599 now, was $699 a little while ago. That's not a big jump, but when it does come to big jumps, for example, $549, now $419. That card that's pretty much what the MSRP was supposed to be, $399. So we're starting to see the video cards get normal. Another thing here too, like this RTX 3060 Vision here, $699 down to $619. You're seeing like $80 to $200 in savings. $22.99, regular $24.99. That's a 4 to win 3. That's a heavy hitting card. And we're seeing this huge $699 down to $499. So what's happening here is we're having a video card crisis. Now they can't sell the video cards. And the funny part about all that is, in 2 months, the rumor is the NVIDIA is launching their 4000 series cards. If you're going to launch 4000 series cards right now, you're in a big whack of trouble here. Because there's video cards galore sitting in inventory that nobody's buying. Like $279, $239. I mean, it was just a little while ago, 1650s for $500 Canadian. Okay, so we flip back over to the U.S. site here. You're gonna see the same type of thing happening. 1281 here, let's say for 3080, $999. So 22% drop already. And we're going to see this continue to happen. And I find that Canada versus like the 6600 XT, $399 US, and the 6600 XT, come on, that's a 65. I think we're in the same ballpark, which is really, really odd. 67. Still not affordable. Yeah, but this is where things are going to get interesting, because you're going to see these prices still dive. This is not done. It's not far from being done. So it is very interesting what we're going to see in the near future. Why am I not seeing the 6600 now? Look at that. A $2,000 6900 XT. $1,399. $600 drop. That is MSRP. That is what my card launched at. Right there. Now mine's a Sapphire. It's the OG reference card. But this is the price I paid. And I did not get, price raped at that point. And there's still another $200 mail-in rebate with that with Canada Computers. So that's $1,200 for that video card. That is absolutely ridiculous. I think our 6600, I don't know why I didn't see it. I guess I can just type, oops, 6600. Okay, so $419 for a 6600 Eagle or whatever, $429 over here. That is still price gouging. I don't care what anybody says. Although it is an XT, maybe it's not. Oh yeah, it is, because here's for $599. So you go from, this is the part I'm finding funny. Normally, it's cheaper by quite a bit in the US to buy a video card at $419 for a 6600, and then I come over here. Okay, it's an XT for $399. So that's about right. By the time you do the math, it's about $500. So we're on par. Like, things are still getting there. If you're looking for a good card without breaking your bank, I would probably start looking at 3060s in this price range here. Stay away from the 3050. There's no point. But the 3070 or 3060, sorry, my buddy had one. It was actually a really good card. And then the 6600 is your next go-to, in my opinion, at $399. So there's two good buys here, in my opinion, that are close to what they were supposed to be. Okay, so are the chips still not good like before, or are they the chips from before the pandemic? Great question. That is absolutely a great question. We don't know, because things have absolutely changed. I mean, this idiot here, NVIDIA, has relaunched 2060s. Why? What was the point in it? Now they're going to have to dive dump those price tags. Like, look at this. A 6950, which is the newest and one of the fastest cards on the planet right now, $1099. That's cheaper than I paid for my 6900. Like, that is absolutely, absolutely crazy. So, I mean, when you have a card that is faster than your card, and I paid MSRP, I did not get, like, again, price raped, at $10.99, I could have, and that just makes me sick to my stomach a little. But that is the nature of it. And if you're going to look at it that way, you're never going to own a video card. It's just one of those things where you do, or you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But if you don't have it. If you do, at least you're playing or doing whatever it is you do. So that is one of the things. That's why I held on to my 580s for so long. I think I have a couple other cards here that are equivalent, but that's why I held on to them, because I can't replace them. And even now, things just aren't, you know, what they should be. So it's pretty neat. So what is going on here with my kilobits per second? 400 and 520. Is everything still smooth? Because it feels like something's happening. Can't afford anything right now anyway. I gotta get a job. I seriously have $40 in the bank. That is not good. And I feel for you because I'm not doing much better. I mean, this is the downside of, one, I'm independent. Two, I got the crack kicked out of me. Three, I'm not 100%, so I don't do what I'm supposed to do to get the job done. In fact, I had a hard time getting this guy because AMD doesn't give me CPUs. They went on sale for basically $200, and I'm like, whoa. Was lagging a few seconds. Okay. So, yeah, I'm all green now, but I was red there. I was like, that's weird. Beatdown, you still here? Because you're very quiet, buddy. Very quiet. And that's okay. But, yeah, it's not fun. This economy's not fun. Red Fox, I didn't even know you weren't, I didn't know you weren't working. Sorry to hear that, though. You're... Yeah, oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm just all over the place here again. But, yeah, so that's the thing, right? Video cards were so sought after, you could not get them. Now you see mining taking a turn, and people are dumping their mining cards like crazy now. If you go on eBay, there are video cards everywhere. Now, the only problem I have with eBay right now, and I'll say this clear, is their prices still aren't proper. Since last year, October. Wow. Excuse me. What were you doing? That I guess one of the things that I can be grateful for is my wife just went back to work. We needed it. YouTube don't pay the bills, and lately I'm not really paying the bills because when I get into a mood, depressed or whatever, last thing I want to do is talk to a customer. Last thing I want to do is try and sell anything. It becomes a shit show. And it's weird because you're like, well, I don't want to lose my house, but your mind is telling you, or you should be doing what you need to do to keep everything, but your mind is effing with you to the point where you're like, I don't want to do it. But you need to do it, but you won't do it because your mind says don't do it. So it kind of sucks. And I could never work for anybody again because of the pain. But things need to pick up. Okay, like this, we're not just going into a video card crash. We're going into a recession worldwide. I know we are. And if anybody thinks we're not, that's stupid. Gas. I'll give you an example here. Gas prices in Canada. Yesterday was $1.95 a liter. Okay, I know you guys are a gallon or whatever, but it was $1.95 a liter. Today, $2.10. $2.10. I won't even take my car out now because my car is $2.50 because I have to put premium in it. And wow, like $2.50 a liter, so I could drive my car and feel good about myself at that point in time, but not feel good about it because I can't play with it because it's chewing up gas. So now I'm driving my SUV again more than I am anything, and that thing is just, whatever. You know, it works. Used to be a security guard and was the supervisor until 2021. Lost my position due to a wreck in 2019 because of all the time out. Oh, man. You're going through what I went through. I literally had the reason why I'm out here is after my car accident in 2018, it was hard for me to drive back and forth to work for an hour, which turned into 2 hours sometimes each way if it rained or snowed. People just don't know how to drive in the big cities, and that's where we were. We were in the Toronto area. Was never going to be able to buy a house. They were $1 million plus. I think the average price of a house in the Toronto GTA area is 1.2, 1.3 million. So there was no way. And I had to make a decision. I needed to, focus on owning a home. And the average price where I am at the time was, let's say, 300,000. So it was a massive difference. When I bought my house, I even did better than that, and it was only like 7 years old. So I'm pretty happy about the move, but it has taken a toll on me in other ways. So I don't have my friends around anymore. Hence, other reasons for thoughts, right? I can't just run out and go see my buddy Jeff or whatever and hang out. Or he's going to pick something up like he used to do and say, hey man, I'm going to pick this up. You want to come with me? Yes. None of that happens anymore. I'm literally, this is my domain. And yet I still don't have time for anything, which is really weird, right? So, it sucks. And houses in Toronto now average price is like 1.6 mil. Yeah, right? And now here in Cornwall, I think they're 500,000 plus is now the numbers I think we're seeing. My house went up about 350,000 or something since I bought it in 2018. That is a huge jump for this area. Like, we're a population of like 66,000, 67,000. So, I mean, it is what it is, but it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And I don't know how anybody in Toronto can survive. I was making 120 or more thousand a year out there, and I could not buy a house. What does that tell me? My wife has never had to work ever in her life until now, and I moved here to save money and to keep expenses down, and then COVID hits. So it doesn't matter what you have or what you had, because I burned through it. All my savings, everything was burned through because I needed to, pay for the bills, do this, do that. I'm a tech boy. I still want a new toy, like that. But again, that was sent to me. And a shout out again to My Retro Computers. We'll be building that soon. And I'm really going to, I don't know how I'm going to do Project Ripper now, because I need to get it built. I do want to, I do still want to do a video and everything for you guys. And maybe, again, that should be live, because it's kind of fun to chat with you guys and then, see the screw-ups and the explosions and the sparks and the cursing and swearing. But after I get the new test bench done and filmed and out of the way, and that's just me wanting to do that because Be Quiet's been so good to me that they power the bench, they cool the bench, they deserve the bench. It's their bench in my opinion, and I called it the Be Quiet test bench. So once that's filmed and done, I got everything finished, I'll send that information off to the boys, and I'll have the video up, and I'll be happy about that. I can move on then to, let's say, Project Ripper, get it done, but in between, I have to at least get this out, show it off, let everybody know what's going on and where I'm headed. And that's something else, where I'm headed with the channel also, moving forward. That was fun watching you guys build live. Okay, so that's good. This is what I'd rather do than sit here and chat all the time. I would love to just be building computers. Like I said, I got projects, floating around. There's a case there from Be Quiet. Whoop, everything's still a mess, sorry. That is the 601, I believe. I never ever did the talk about or anything of the 802 that my system's in. I think you can buy the 802s now. They weren't available before. But that custom water cool I did, I'm so proud of it. And yet, I have not, you know, really talked about it. And that's kind of disgusting. It shouldn't be like that. I would love to talk about it. The problem with that thing, too, though, is it's got a lot of water in it. And it's really heavy. So I need to have my brother or someone here to move it for me to do. I want to do a photo op for Be Quiet. So that's something I want to do. Because I'm hoping my machine's nice enough to get in the photo ops that they do. I don't know. Maybe it won't. Maybe it will. But I'm also thinking about, and maybe I'll do a video on that, changing the fans from the Asia Horse fans. That's the one you're seeing going with the lights, like a, I guess, continuous Cylon. I want to see what happens when I take the Asia Horse out of the equation and put Be Quiet's high air pressure fans in place and see if my temps are any better. Right now, my water temps on idle are 27.8. I have an OLED screen. You can see, again, this is hard to do. You can see it kind of right there. That OLED screen tells me, hey, buddy, you got to eat, man. That tells me that, you know, my water temps are here, meaning maybe 20 degrees higher my system's running. But that is also recording the water throughout the 6900 XT, the 5900X, the motherboard, VRM, because this is a monoblock, which means I'm cooling the VRM on top of the CPU. So it's not just a water cooler block for the CPU, it's a water block for the CPU and the upper components of the motherboard, which is really nice. And that's something that I've never done that before, never had that before. I had to actually take out the the internal cooling that came with the Aurorus board. One thing I will say, and I just learned, I'm pretty proud of, apparently they make one of the best high-powered VRMs on the planet. So I've been an Aurorus fan and a Gigabyte fan for a very long time, and to hear that made my day. Another thing that I didn't know about was the layers of the motherboards are much more layers than some of the other competitors. Also, that also leads to why their audio is so darn good, because their tracings and their wire, welcome back, can be heavier and a heavier gauge and a better quality than, let's say, MSI or ASRock or whoever, I don't know. And that is a key ingredient, right? So the more wafers, the more layers your board has, the better the wiring is going to be. And they had to do that moving forward anyway because of PCIe 4. But they didn't have to go as thick as they did, and I'm loving it. So that is one thing that's really, really cool. And I'm learning, just like everybody else, just learning. But it's fun. I mean, again, if you're looking for a video card, it will be coming because you're going to see video cards for around $200 Canadian. So about 150 or 170 US. It's coming. And not bad cards. You're going to see, like, you know, maybe 6600s. The biggest problem with the video card thing that I notice is they will dry up the new launch as much as possible to get rid of the other cards. And when they go to get rid of the other cards, they're only going to go to a certain price, and that's it. Game over. Huh. Where did that come from? Game over. Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice. The Aurorus brand, I'm telling you, I stand behind them. I don't care what any fanboy has to say. And I know that Gigabyte's not perfect. Okay, the company themselves, they had a huge power supply problem. I only run one of their power supplies, and that's in my all Gigabyte water-cooled wall computer out in the game room. Other than that, everything is all Be Quiet. There is no other power supply running any of this but Be Quiet power supplies. And that's also awesome. Yeah, and not only did it need to be done, but like I said, the audio. So me and my buddy Jeff were kind of back and forth on the audio, on how good is the audio on a board versus a card being put in. Maybe I'll do a video on that soon, but from what I've seen and reviews I've seen, Gigabyte on the Aurorus brand, you'll see these orange capacitors, or these orange square caps going down the board, and then all gold capacitors. And what that is, I'll see if I can actually, let me see if I can bring that up. I might be able to take this camera and this flashlight and see if I can get it for you. Let's see here. Whoops. I may have, looks like I kind of crashed the thing. Come on. Don't be like that. Did I just mess everything up? That's weird. That is weird, yeah. Did I unplug it? Uh-oh. Let's go to intro. Back to camera. No, not good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, you're seeing the camera all messed up too. That's not good. That's not good, yo. That is not good. How do you refresh the camera? Uh-oh. Anybody know how to refresh my camera after something bad like that happens? Maybe I'll unplug it and plug it back in. Oh, come on. Come on. Let's see if camera up, seeing it? Yep. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna flip over here. No, camera didn't die. See, you can see it here. Kind of sucks because now you're seeing all the borders here. Camera didn't die. When I moved it, something weird happened. Let's see if I can move it now. Nice and slow this time. Alright, let's see on the streamer. I don't know if we're going to get to see that. Yeah, you'll see the red caps there between the video card and the Elgato card. You'll see these red ones. I don't know if you're really seeing it. But those are actually, from what I understand, the same quality that you would see in a pro amplifier. So an amp that, you know, you spend big money on. They're using the same capacitors that a pro amplifier would use, and that is freaking awesome. And all the Aurorus boards that I have here have those. So it's a key thing to look for. I think I still even have it on this board. Yep. So even my B450 Pro Wi-Fi has those caps as well. And then they have the gold solid caps on top of that. Yeah, sorry, I gotta have it like this right now because I know I can probably crop, but who cares? Who really cares? So, anyway, I'm not going to keep on going because I'm starting to feel the pain too, and after about an hour of this, I'm pretty done usually. Red Fox, I hope you do get a job soon. That really friggin' sucks. In OBS, try to refresh. Okay, I'll try that. So I'll have to turn this camera off. Well, how do you do a refresh in OBS, though? That is the key. Because that would be a really good thing to know. Just trying to see here if there's a dummy button. Like, hey, dummy. I hear my printer just going nuts over there. It's, you should be able to see it, hopefully. Go higher. So over there printing the top of the Commodore 1581 drive. So it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. Let's see if I can figure out this refresh thing. Maybe when you hit like scene 3, maybe you can right click and refresh. No. Screenshots or something. No, I don't see how. I don't see how that will work. I don't see refresh anywhere unless, like I said, it's somewhere that I don't know about. Crash reports. Log files, join, visit website. That's weird how the camera... that was pretty funny. I just seen the things I was doing there on YouTube live, and that was pretty funny. Well, the other scene works. Yeah, well, again, I just don't like the fact that it's got, you know, the borders and my things and everything going on here. And that is only because this is the Windows camera app, okay? Which is actually awesome, but I don't know why they think the border should stay there. Should be able to... Woo! That was freaky. Oh, did I just put that on auto? I think that just went to auto. Let's fix this. Ooh. Ta-da. Wow. Again, this camera is stupid sharp. And just to show, so now that we can see this like this, if I go to settings, and you see right here, 1384 by 2160. I am running this camera at 4K. The downside is, of course, I'm outputting at 1080, but look at the quality. Like, I don't know how the quality is. Actually, it does look pretty good on the live stream, to be honest. So that's extremely impressive. Like, extremely impressive. So, oh, and don't be thinking there's processors down there in the corner. It's just a lot of boxes and the fans. I don't want people thinking I'm hoarding a whole bunch of CPUs, because I'm not. I ran out of CPUs a long time ago. My backup CPU for builds now is a Athlon 3000G. So it's still a DDR4 AM4 chip, but it's like a $89 processor that I got with a board for $100 one time off eBay, and sold the board off, kept the processor because it's the only thing with a video card built in that I had, and that was actually going to go into the motherboard instead of this in here. So this wouldn't have been that good a machine, because I got to beat John, right? John needs his butt kicked on this build, and I want to be the one to kick his butt with this my retro computer thing here. So I'm hoping that when I'm done with this system, now what do you think I should do? Do you think I should run Windows, or do you think I should run Commodore OS? Now when I say Commodore OS, I mean they remade a Linux distro and it's a Commodore OS distro, and it can emulate and run all the Amiga stuff, all the Commodore 64 stuff, everything. So that's something that I, at the thought, I'm wondering, should I just go with a Commodore OS, keep it all kind of Commodore-ish with all the power, or do I make it a dual boot? That's an option. That's actually a better option, maybe. Maybe I could dual boot it. I think Yeah. I want to see you kick his butt from Cornwall, lol. Like to see how that happens. Well, he's got this too, right? And he's a little bitter about my nice box and a couple features we'll talk about later. He's a little, bitter. But, you can't be first on everything. So, he called me out on the chat in his video saying, you're next, or you're up. And once you say that I'm up, okay, that automatically tells me, my hair is all over the place, that automatically tells me I need to beat you. Right? So I got to do a better build. One way or another, John, you're getting your butt kicked. And dual boot would be best. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I was going to go completely... I'm wondering though if it should be dual boot Windows 7. Or... I don't think I can get dual boot Windows XP on there. Because I don't think XP, you're going to have all the driver support for the newer stuff. But anyway, I think dual boot Win 10 and whatever. And then I think that would be really cool. I was just kind of hoping to maybe set it as a retro PC. Doing retro stuff. But how can you do that unless you're emulating? And I don't want to emulate. That's what I built, the Windows 98 computer for. And saying that, you see, this is the problem. I have way too many projects going on. I don't even know what... Well, one thing I got up on them right away is the water cooling mod I'm doing and keeping it all Commodore looking. I went and ordered this off eBay a little while ago. There's the backplate. And this is another AMD... XP isn't supported. Windows 7 or Windows 10 is supported. Yeah, XP is... I don't care about the support as far as the software goes, but I don't think it's going to support the new hardware, right? I won't get any new drivers, so that would suck. Like you got this nice, beautiful B550 motherboard, ain't going to see nothing. I got myself another Athlon XP on an Asus board. For me to do my custom water cooling though, as you can see here, the solder is filled on these circles, the holes. So I'm going to have to can I desolder those? Where are we here? Yes. So I can desolder those and I'll be able to do my custom water bracket. The only reason why I picked this up is in case the other board... remember the bad caps? I got to replace caps on the other board. If I need something, I wanted to have something while they weren't ridiculously priced. And I think this one here was... maybe... it was under 100, so I'm guessing maybe 50 or 60 bucks. That's the problem with retro right now. Retro computer parts, especially because they're, working, are... getting absolutely ridiculous. We thought the retro gaming market was bad. Try buying yourself a retro PC. It's getting disgusting, and most people on eBay want $200 for a package like this. So it's getting really hard, and it's getting harder. So when I seen a good deal from another fellow Canadian out in Vancouver, I made him an offer. He accepted. And it's funny because it was the same guy I got the other board from that has issues. So I'm going to fix that board. I just got to take a snapshot of the caps. Used to have that board. John has it on his wall. Yeah, it's a really good board. Back then I used Asus a lot. And the only reason why I'm buying Asus motherboards for the vintage stuff now is because of those holes around the CPU. If you go to Gigabyte or whoever, you're going to be selected. So you got to be really knowing what you're looking for, or really spending a lot of time searching. MSI was big for me back then, but none of them have the holes for me to do custom water cooling. And that is important to me. Yeah, John's got a lot of boards back on that thing. It drives me nuts because I feel that something still works there, and it's really bugging me. I'm like, something still works there. Something still works there. It's it's crazy. Yeah, his wall of power, It's pretty intense. I guess you guys get to go see it. I don't get to see it, but one day, maybe when everything's all back to normal and we can. I think we're able to cross borders now, but I think getting a passport's not so easy right now. I have one, but my family doesn't because I used to go back and forth for work. But even that, I know it's still good. I just don't remember when it expires. Guess I'll have to check that again because I don't want that to expire. And I'm a what do you call it? A border city. So 5 minutes, I'm in the United States. 5 minutes, I'm back home. So it's pretty crazy that I'm not taking advantage of that because I don't know what computer stores, of course, are on the other side that are local. I think the closest, what do you call your stores? Can't remember, but your big stores. I think the closest one is 6.5 hours drive from here. And then there is now Memory Express opening up in our area. Memory Express was more of a West Canada, and they're coming to take on Canada Computers, which is great because they need it. There's been no competition. Canada Computers opens up, and the mom and pop computer stores around it shut down. It's kind of sad. I was one of those mom and pops. I had 3 stores. Canada Computers opened up down the street. I was able to buy from Canada Computers. I remember monitors. I needed 12, I think 19 or 20-inch monitors back then from Acer. And they were $12 cheaper with my business discount with Canada Computers than they were from the supplier direct. How can I compete with that? Right? So, sold the stores off, shut them down. Yeah, big box stores are all but gone. It's hard to say. Big box malls are gone. The mall here 50% empty. The strip plazas full. Malls, thing of the past. Fry's closed, Best Buy closed, Retro Computers closed. Oh, you don't have Best Buy anymore? No, you guys have Best Buy. Yeah, no. Best Buy is a sponsor for a lot of American YouTubers right now. What's his name? Why can't I remember? U-Tech or you? Anyway, he just got sponsored by Best Buy, and they put like a really cool like 58-inch screen sideways on a stand that does advertising and video runs or whatever while in his set, and it's so cool. 2 Best Buy stores here closed by me. I know Best Buy had gotten in trouble. That is for sure. That I do know, and I'm guessing that must have affected smaller. Oh, I got my mouse. Look at this right on my nose. Beep, 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 beep. I know that affected a lot of smaller areas, but I mean, if you had 2 of them, you were in a very small area. Oh, sorry. Our Best Buy is like half a Best Buy. You walk in, and the warehouse in the back is everything, and there's not a lot out on the floor. I don't know if that's a new way they're going. I don't know if that is just because we're a smaller city. Like I said, I think with the surrounding area, probably 100,000 people here, right? And then you go to Ottawa, and then Ottawa has 10 Best Buys, 10 Canada Computers, 10 of everything. It's over 1 million. So our market too, I think, is stronger than the U.S. market. I don't know for how much longer, but I do think that the economy here, as far as retail goes, is stronger. But I find a lot of the companies, I guess, get the American mentality of scare tactic. And for example, during the pandemic, a bunch of stores pulled out of the mall, making it half empty. Because they're at the point where Amazon has big box stores? I'm trying to wrap my head around that one. I did not know Amazon had big box stores. 100%. I did not know. I thought, like out here, Amazon's just warehouses. I don't know if there's something. Oh, it's the wrong eye. Out here, yeah, it's just Amazon warehouses. I know that Amazon expanded here huge. They built like a city in between Cornwall and Ottawa. Massive, massive, massive warehouse. But we needed it. We had nothing. They had to come from, I don't know if it was Ottawa or from New York. I'm not sure if we were getting our stuff from the States or from Canada at the time. Now I heard that they're going to be putting one here in Cornwall, which is what the fight really originally was, and that's why they put it in the middle. It is what it is. But what do you do, right? So anyway, I am getting tired. As you can see, I'm yawning and going crazy. Amazon's closing down the big box stores because everything can be ordered online, so big box stores are going out of business. That part is 100%. Big box stores, like when I first moved out here, I thought I was going to open up a super computer store. Being a wholesaler, I was going to kill the competition, no problem. And I knew that. I could beat everybody's prices. I'm the freaking... I could buy it and sell it for what I would sell it to the store for. And I'm happy. But when I got here... Oh... Kijiji sucks. Facebook Marketplace sucks. Everybody's trying to get... Like, if I was selling this cup of coffee for $20, I'm going to get offered $1.50. That is the way people are out here, and it is disgusting. And unfortunately, it was enough to deter me. Because I was like... I even put out stuff wholesale on Facebook Marketplace, and then people would talk to me and go, well, can you do it cheaper? And I'm like, where are you getting it cheaper? I am the wholesaler. I'm selling it because I'm overstocked and I got to get rid of some extra laptops. And then I realized, I said, you know, you wouldn't do that if I was a retail store. But then I started thinking, yes, they would. This is the kind of city that they would. So I walked away from the whole idea of being a big box or a brick and mortar. The only time I will go brick and mortar is when my YouTube channel gets big enough that it pays the rent, my mortgage, my car, the expenses. When I'm at that situation, I will gladly move my studio and everything over to a rental industrial unit, and maybe the front of it will have some custom. I want to do stuff more like, that, and that's where the money is. The money ain't in, and I mean the off-lease stuff, but even that I'm on the fence with. I think I would just rather open up, not even to the public, just a LastGameHunter studio. It's done. It's, the way it's supposed to be. What is my FPS? No, I'm running 60. Weird. I just find that there's a little bit of motion blur for sure. But overall, it's a very, very clean camera. And just trying to get over don't make too many fast moves. I noticed that the Elgato software took care of the camera better than the Windows software, 100%. I noticed it'd be a lot smoother. But anyway, I gotta get going and rest. Chances are I'm just gonna fall asleep. It's just been a regular thing for me. I try, you know, all day to make enough money to get through the next day or next week or next month or whatever. And today wasn't one of those days, so it kind of brings you down. And then I was like, oh yeah, John's not going to be here today. I'm solo. And I didn't want the show not to go, so I did it. But it is, I can only tolerate so long in the chair, and I got to get up and stretch and whatever. I mean, I guess Red Fox, you're probably like me. If you're hurt from an accident and you finally went back to work or whatever, and then they dismissed you from not being there, that's kind of the story I have. I left on, I guess, my terms, but everything was going bad at work. If it wasn't for me and the owner being so tight, I would have been gone. I just wasn't performing like I was down 60-70%. Sales, everything down. It was just garbage, right? And like, I took some back pill painkillers before I did the show. Now that's also making me drowsy, but just so I know that I can try and get through it. I try not to take too much of the pills because they don't really work, and all they do is put me to sleep, which I guess could be a good thing. But anyway, thanks for being here. You were, you know, my main chat, my main focus, and that was cool. I needed someone to talk to that wasn't, you know, in my house. So I thank you for that, and you have a great week, and I hope things, like I say, get better for you. I really do. I don't want anybody down and out. I know what it's like, and it sucks. But you know what? We got to keep this somehow going the right way, and keep trucking. So you get better too, buddy. And you know it's coming. You're gonna be getting a big payout of some sort, and whatever. I don't know, but it's coming. You're gonna get back on the horse and race. So I'm gonna hit my intro one more time, just because. Well, oops. So guys, thank you for being here. Thanks for keeping me company. And until next time, it is game over.